What's up, guys? So today we have something pretty insane. I never thought I would see Exodia and Blue Eyes combined together into one deck. But is it actually good, or is it just hype? Is it stuff just for the fans that, you know, the meta players are just going to eat up and just be like, okay, that's a just trash deck? We're about to find out right now on this exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. So for starters, we're also seeing the new Shark gameplay. So there's a bunch of new like Shark / water support, and let's see how that goes ahead and fares out against the new Exodia stuff. So Imperm's going to be activated. Let's see what that board ended on. Let's kind of see and analyze what's going on. So we have Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, although this stopped this card, so this card isn't really going to be able to do anything, although it did negate it. It's still good to negate it because it has the awesome effect of during the end phase, you're going to place down another card. So it's still worth it because potentially, if this card happens to survive, you're going to be able to obviously get that extra bonus card of an Exodia card. So the brand new card that makes all of this viable here, and this is a once per duel effect. This is the Blue Eyes of the Heart. And so you discard to add a Millennium Ankh, and Millennium Ankh is also Millennium Cross. It's just the translation, and also they updated the text, but just to make sure everything's clear over here. And then you can only use the effect of it once per turn. So possession of the card cannot switch, but if your opponent normals or special summons a level 8 or higher, and or monsters with 3,000 or more attack, which could include multiple. So if they pen for like all their cards, you can literally just eat everything instantly. Anyways, with 3,000 more attack, while this card's in your graveyard, and obviously you activate to search out cross because you need it for like basically the archetypes engine. And while it's in the graveyard, you send all of those monsters at the one time that they summon, or monster, to the graveyard and then special summon. Now that effect is a once per duel if you activate Millennium Ankh. So you can't just YOLO put this in anything and just be like, oh, tribute, that'd be actually busted, and then everyone would be playing. But it's only a once per duel, but it does have a pretty insane effect. Again, the surprise of not only getting out an additional card, but yeah, you're disrupting your opponent's play pretty hard. So let's see what the Shark player is going to do. So Buzzsaw go into the brand new other card, because Sharks are, even though the main focus is Exodia here with Blue Eyes, I don't want to leave out Sharks here. So if this card is used for the summon, it can be treated as a 3 or a 5 monster, and then you can only use each effect of it once per turn. So during your main phase, if a spell card was activated, you just special summon this card from your hand, and then you can't go into the extract for this return except for seized monsters, which isn't a really big deal for Sharks. But if it's normal or special, you get to add a fish shark monster from your deck to your hand. So that's that effect over there. He's going to go ahead and get rid of that card, but he's going to now be able to bring out the Millennium. So the whole archetype, by the way, isn't like draw all 5 pieces of Exodia. It's like the new Millennium Exodia Incarnate. That's kind of like the way that this is kind of built over here. So he's going to go ahead and actually be able to heal up, and he's going to be able to keep that card up. But so this is where the play is going to be huge. So he's going for AA Zeus, and he's going to activate the Blue Eyes, so he doesn't have to deal with a Zeus potentially later if they're going to attach more materials or whatever the case may be. So he loses his whole board, which is pretty devastating, but he still has the Blue Eyes. Is the Shark player going to be able to come back from it? Well, now he's just going to go ahead and be able to special summon that. That's going to go ahead and add another card. Abyss Shark going to go ahead and summon itself, adding another card. Crystal Shark going to activate its effect, summon itself, and then we're going to go into Nash Knight, and then we're going to go attach, and he just lost out the Blue Eyes. So Shark's better than Exodia. Blue Eyes, I don't know. Let's not sign him out yet. He's got the Millennium Shield of Destiny, or the Shield of Millennium Dynasty over here. So he's going to be able to add the Ankh. Go ahead and special summon the Caveman and maybe get over those cards. He's actually going for the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. He's going to absorb it once again, unfortunately. Now he's going to be able to run over the card. And now bringing out the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, going to be able to set the Exodia Flame over here. Really good card. Let's add a Forbidden one or shuffle 5 of them up to the deck, and then get that effect. So now he's going to go activate that effect, get rid of that card, and it's going to bring out another double set, and they all get, like, this is just too much. Like, it's getting to that point where there's too much to go ahead and absorb. And let's see if the Exodia player is going to be able, the Blue Eyes Exodia player, is going to be able to deal with this. And he goes into F-Zero, and he's got to deal with F-Zero. He's trying to activate this effect, and now he's going to go ahead and add that Forbidden one. He's going to add the head of his Exodia. So, okay, what could he top deck out of this? Well, he's got Melody of Awakening. He's got the ability to discard, and he's going to go ahead and open up with going into a Super Star Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis over here. So during the turn, or after your opponent special summon 2 or more monsters from the extra deck, you can summon it by using 1 monster you control. Is he going to be able to deal with this? Well, he's going to activate that effect and try to go ahead and reset the Exodia card, gonna attack over. Now he's gonna go ahead and have the caveman over there, and the back row, the bootleg crystal beast. Virtual stream is activated. Gonna go ahead and get rid of basically all of those cards, and then he gets to just bring back Xyz monsters. The cutter shark gonna be summoned. Bring out another thing. Now he's gonna go into 101. Is he going to have to take the L? He's got a lot of life points. Remember, he was healing up. So let's see, is he going to be able to come back with 775 life points? Very odd number, but let's see if something's going to be happening. He's going to activate the melody. He has the blue eyes over here. He's going to summon the alternative white. And after that play, there wasn't going to be anything over here. And he just had to go ahead and say GG. But I'm trying to keep the gameplay realistic. As much as I was rooting for this deck, I don't think it has what it takes. It does have a really good 1 per duel. If that effect was once per turn, I think that this deck could see a little bit more play. But I did want to go ahead and actually show you guys the both of the decks, the Exodia and the new Sharks. So here's the deck profile courtesy of both players. Shout outs to them. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to their names over here. So player and, well, 2024 OCG was the other player over there. But these are their decks. So one player was running, obviously, the Exodia and the Blue Eyes. The problem with it is, like, I feel like there's a lot of brick potential in this deck because you have, like, all these cards. Realistically, do you want to draw them? I mean, you can have them in your hand. It doesn't really make them go super minus. But unless you play the other cards where if you reveal them, you get a draw with the what is it, Legendary, Incarnate. Oh, Incarnate? Okay, this one over here, yeah, you can have some problems with, like, just too many brick cards, and especially if you're also adding Blue Eyes. But if you don't play it, then you're kind of out on running the Exodia Blue Eyes. So he tried to stay true to the playstyle of this versus just running Blue Eyes of the Heart. Maybe some people will just run literally just this one card, like triple copies, because it searches out the pretty important card, and then no more of the Blue Eyes stuff. But it does work well, and it technically has Blue Eyes in its name, so there's probably a lot of support that could work well with it. But if you're playing all of, like, the Caveman, all the other Millennium support, well, then you have less room. But I'm going to go and mouse over the cards over here, and I'm curious to know, what do you guys think of it after seeing the gameplay? For me, I already expected this deck to be more of a fan favorite deck than an S tier best deck, but they just needed to change one thing. Just don't make this once per duel, and I think it would actually be really good just to be able to, like, just keep on bringing it back every time they summon. You know, it's a once per turn, though. Let's keep that in mind. If it was a once per turn, not just infinite, but a once per turn would make this card a lot more viable, or maybe like once during the end phase or something like that. So you get some sort of reoccurring card. As this archetype already kind of suffered, will this make it better? It's already hard for this deck, honestly, to kind of go second, but that's the way I see it. And then I don't want to sign off the Shark player here. Like, he was an OCG player, so he had Max C, but you can still play this deck. It's not like this was required to play, but it's specifically the Big Jaws being able to get that additional fish card really helps out with consistency of the deck. I mean, he was able to really play through a lot. I mean, even though he, like, basically lost his stuff, he was able to just keep on bringing out more and more monsters time and time again. So what do you guys think of the new Shark stuff? I actually think the new Shark stuff isn't really that bad. Remember when there's some, like, cheese sort of plays with, like, Crooked Cook with the Sharks, and you just make some, like, unstoppable monster. But yeah, it seems like this deck is pretty dang good, considering you can play so many hand traps in the deck, and because a lot of stuff searches out other stuff, you get a pretty good consistency in this deck. I actually think the Shark stuff gonna be better than Exodia at the end of the day, but I know the Exodia Blue Eyes is definitely more hype. What do you guys think of both of them? Let me know your thoughts down below. But if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here, subscribe, turn that bell so you don't miss out when we cover the new 6 Samurai stuff, because that's stuff I definitely want to check out. But peace out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.